Hey, Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. It's Thursday, December 1st, 2016. Here we are in the last month of the year already. Tonight, Jeff Young's having a special episode of Music Without Boundaries. It's a 2-hour episode. The show begins at 7:11 Pacific Standard Time, 10:11 Eastern. 2-hour episode this evening. If you can't listen live, you can come to this website, and down in the description is the link. And it'll say 12/1 plus the show name. You can listen to it anytime for free. So tonight, 7:11 Pacific, 10:11 Eastern, I'll be on chatting with Jeff for about an hour. He wants to talk more about all the people who are getting duped into the purposeful deception in the truth seeker community known as Pizzagate. So I'll talk about that and a couple other things. Also, I meant to put out this video tonight. I ran out of time. I'm sorry. I had this post written yesterday, so if you follow my blog, the information's been up since yesterday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific time. This post was first published. I showed what was so special about tonight's Thursday night football game. So down in the description, I'm going to link the blog post. Come to this blog and go down below the post. There's just so many comments, and it'll be going on all game. Everybody who follows my work, who knows the gematria knowledge, they mostly hang out at my blog, and they document as the game goes along, because these people all watch with the gematria goggles, and they document as the game goes on. If you want to learn more about how these games are scripted by the numbers, you don't have to wait for my videos. You can come to my blog. Every Sunday, there's a discussion thread. Every primetime game, there's a discussion thread. I didn't do the richest decode this week, but I'll show you just what is so interesting about why this matchup is happening today, December 1st, 2016, to start week 13. Just in case you've never been here before, maybe you just landed here for the first time, I talk about gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words. Turns out it's very relevant to the world of sports, and I want to show you something about the name Dallas. Dallas with the best record in the NFL, playing in the first game of week 13. By the end of tonight, they'll either have 11 wins and 1 loss or 10 wins and 2 losses, and I could write a narrative for either outcome. I'm expecting the Cowboys to advance to 11-1 to face New York, the division rival, next week. If they're 11-1, remember this: New York equals 111. The Cowboys, they lost in week 1 to the New York Giants. The score was 20-19 in favor of the Giants, a sum of 39 points. New York equals 39, also 111, sum of 39 points. Every New York Super Bowl ever won coming back to 39. Anyhow, tonight's game, Dallas, league best record, kicking off week 13. Look at today's date numerology. Date with 49 numerology, 12 plus 1 plus 20 plus 16, Dallas 49. Remember the Dallas shooting on 7/7? Earlier this year, police officer equals 77, police department 77. On 7/7, a shooting in Dallas, 49 days from the mayor's birthday. The chief of police, I already forget his name, was it David Brown? I think it was David Brown. Police chief's name, David Brown, gematria 49 like Dallas. So anyhow, these are special numbers to the Freemasons, the numbers of Revelation, the book of prophecy, the book that concludes the Bible, the 66th book of the Bible. Revelation's the 66th book. The first Super Bowl was in the 66th season of the NFL. NFL and Jewish gematria sums to 66. Gematria is a Jewish practice. The NFL, the world of professional sports, run by Jewish bankers worldwide. Games rigged by the numbers, by the language of gematria, which is what they practice. Important to Freemasonry, the Zionists. Today's date, it's also a date with a life lesson number of 22. Revelation, the final book of the Bible. 22 chapters. It's a date with 13 numerology. Dallas equals 13 with the S exception 22 and 49, meaning all 3 date methods sync up with the city of Dallas. They're playing on the road tonight in Minnesota. Today's date also has 29 numerology. The word football equals 29, so does the word cowboy. Again, notice how Revelation equals 49 and 121. Today's date's December 1st, 12/1 with the 49 numerology. You know, it's perfect. So the Cowboys, despite being on the road, are the favorites. Here's what I noticed right away. If the Vikings were to win tonight at home, they would become 7-5. Minnesota Vikings, I'll just show this to you. Minnesota Vikings, got to spell right, equals 75. If they won tonight, they'd be 7-5. That's possible. If you watched the Thanksgiving game, you might have noticed the story about the firefighters with the Dallas station number 43. The Cowboys went there and fixed up the whole station. You know, I saw that and I said, you got to be kidding me. Even a fireman fix-up station by the numbers. Fire Station 43, the poorest in Dallas. That's what they said for the story. Probably all made up just for the Thanksgiving special. And notice how they were mostly selling Ford trucks with Dennis Leary, who's been doing Ford truck advertising since I was in college. That's more than a decade. You know, they try to make it this feel-good story. Really, it's about selling trucks. It's just another clever commercial. Selling some more flat screens. So anyway, the Vikings, they could improve to 7-5 tonight. If they lost, they'd become 6-6. Revelation, the 66th book, NFL 66. The Cowboys would become 11-1 facing New York next week. They've only lost to the New York Giants. They would have won 11 straight heading into New York, the 11th state New York is. When you add up every number, here's something really interesting about Revelation. Again, Revelation sums to 121, and it's the 66th book of the Bible. The square root of 121 is 11. 11 times 11 is 121. If you count every number, 1 plus 2 plus 3 up to 11, it sums to 66. Revelation, the 66th book. Revelation equals 121. 11, the master number in numerology. So now look at the all-time games played between the Vikings and the Cowboys. They've played each other 22 times. Again, today has a life lesson number of 22. 22 chapters in the Revelation. They've each won 11 in the regular season. 11 times 11, 121. They're playing on December 1st to kick off Week 13. By the way, the name Vikings, show you this about the Vikings. The name Vikings equals 91. If you count every number 1 through 13, it sums to 91. I just said if you count every number 1 through 11, it sums to 66. That just means you need to add 12 and 13 to get to 13. 66 plus 12 is 78, plus 13 is 91. This year, the father of the owner of the Vikings, just before the season began, died at age 91. I'm pretty sure if I remember right, he died August 3rd, which can be written 3/8, Minnesota equals 38, death 38, or 8/3, football, the big way 83. Notice, including the playoffs, the Cowboys have won 15 times, the Vikings have won 14 times. If the Vikings won tonight, it would be their 15th win all time. When you write out 15 as a word, it sums to 38, just like Minnesota, just like U.S. Bank Stadium. You never seen my work on the death of Denny Green the night before they opened U.S. Bank Stadium? Check that out. So there's a narrative for both teams, but I kind of think the Cowboys will win so that they're 11-1 against the Giants, setting up a big division game. Eli Manning in his 13th season. That'll be week 14 where the Giants and Cowboys meet, and the word end equals 14. If the Cowboys won tonight, they'd be on an 11-game winning streak. Their streak very well could end against the Giants. So yeah, I'll link this post. You can read the rest of this. There's some more thoughts here about the QB records. You know, some notes on the QB's birthdays, the coach's birthdays, the coach's records. You can read this all. There's a few more thoughts I have, but I gave you the merit of it. And then, again, come and participate in the discussion. If you have a Google account, you can post here. There's some trolls. Just ignore them. Their names are Harry Butts, Mike Manning, Mike Smith, few other ones. You can see who the trolls are. Just ignore them. But there's a lot of people here who post really helpful stuff. If you're trying to learn this skill of gematria, following this discussion is a great resource. And also, somebody just tipped me off before I came on that Joe McKnight, the former college and NFL player, just died. I'm going to look into that. I just found out. I'll probably be doing a video on it. So again, please tune into Jeff Young's show tonight, 7-11 Pacific. 10:11 Eastern. And please also come to the blog and participate in the discussion. All of you who want to know more about this gematria, follow my blog. This is where you're going to develop your skills. Until next time.